The people of our country are very angry at the NFL. All you have to do is look at their ratings and look at their stadiums. You see empty seats where you never saw them before.
So does Kaepernick have a case? Joining me now, former criminal defense attorney Emily Compagno. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Emily. We appreciate it.
Morning, Heather. Thank you.
So what do you think? Does he have a case for collusion, Kaepernick?
From everything that we know thus far, absolutely not. In the grievance that he filed, they cite no specific evidence. They don't even cite that they have it at all. It's so vague. It cites directives from the owners that they agreed not to hire him. He cites President Trump's comments like you talked about. And then he says it's statistically impossible for him not to have a job right now, which I find ridiculous as an attorney, that that's the platform that the legs are standing on. Frankly, humans are hiring humans. And if he is considered a liability to the team, note that no one would hire him. In the CBA, there's a specific clause that says if a player is injurious to the franchise or in any way materially interferes with the value, then they can be let go. So why would they hire as a divisive person as Kaepernick to begin with? So frankly, there is no hard evidence.
Well, he's got a high-profile attorney, though. Mark Garagos is his name. So what would he think they have in their camp that would make him support Kaepernick? Why does he think that they could possibly win this case?
I would wager publicity and optics. To me, unless there is some type of smoking gun that they did not reference in the grievance or even reference the existence of which to me is not sound legal practice, that's the only argument I can come up with, that this is a publicity stunt. Because otherwise, why the timing? Why now? And why has Kaepernick not given us any specificity with issues whatsoever? All we're seeing is that same kind of repetition of this same argument. Why am I not hired? I should be hired. When remember, the Ravens and the Seahawks worked out with him, and he opted out of his Niners contract. I personally am sick of his complaining, and this grievance does not do it for me. So note too for viewers, the evidence is a clear preponderance of such. So he needs a lot more than we've heard to succeed.
So if it's not compensatory damages, then what do you think that they hope to gain with this? I mean, you just said the publicity, but what about punitive damages?
He would be entitled to both. So let's say, for argument's sake, that they found that 2 or more owners did collude, they had evidence of such emails, notes, audio, then yes, he would be entitled to compensatory damages and potentially punitives.
Okay, and then finally, the legality of kneeling altogether. Your thoughts on that?
Certain states protect what is known as expressive conduct in the workplace, including New York, which is where the NFL is headquartered. If they do protect it, then employees can engage in peaceful political communication at work, as long as it does not materially interfere with the business. States that do not, however, there's no entitlement. Texas is one of those states. Unless the stadium is owned by the public, there's no correlation, it's not a constitutional right because it's not the government we're talking about. So you can argue that the NFL has been materially damaged, as well as the franchises, with viewership down over 8%. That's why you could argue that it's not protected in those states. Or the counter argument to that is, the franchise average value right now is $2.5 billion, so no one is hurting. So I think the analytics of value remains to be seen, especially after this season, but that's the law. Well, it is not a constitutionally protected right.
Well, it will be a big focus of the discussion today as they meet here in New York City. Thank you so much for joining us, Emily. We always appreciate your insight. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.